Congratulations and thank you, Nick. That was great. Our next presenter is a former teacher who moved to New York City to be a singer-songwriter, thinking that that sounded like a more stable career path than teaching, and then he went into writing. He has a penchant for making up words that catch on. I'd ask him for his autograph when he came out, but I've seemed to have misplaced my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Andrew Clements.
It's really an honor to be here tonight. This is not a prop. This is a bag full of actual books. I recently had the very great privilege to find and purchase 4 of the nominated books this evening in this category at my local independent bookseller, and to buy the 5th one from a fine national bookseller whose name does not start with A. I read, and really, that was such a treat for me. I get to do, one of the great problems I find of being a writer is that I get to do much less reading. So this was a wonderful excuse to just read, and I did. My editor, I don't want her to hear this because she would not like the fact that I've spent the last several days doing nothing but reading wonderful, wonderful books. I read and marveled at each one. I was reminded over and over again as I read that reading wonderful books as a kid is what has led me to the honor of being here tonight. I am also very, very glad that I did not have to pick the winner. I think you're next.
Mom, this is the first time I'm sad to see an absence of trash. No trash, no people. Dad, we'll use the boat's sail as a tarp and make a little shelter right here. Then we can have a look around. Mom, I'm kind of worried. What are we supposed to do out here in the middle of nowhere? Dad, same as we always do for the kids. Pretend like we know what we're doing.
Bad Island by Doug Tennaple.
That buzzing sound may not be the result of too many energy drinks. If the sky has suddenly turned dark, it may be killer bees. The good news, these little killers can only sting once before they die. The bad news, they can swarm in groups of hundreds.
How to Survive Anything by Rachel Buchholz.
I took the lost thing over to Pete's place. Pete has an opinion on just about everything. Cool, he said. I'm trying to find out who owns it, I told him. I don't know, man, said Pete. It's pretty weird. Maybe it doesn't belong to anyone. Maybe it doesn't come from anywhere. Some things are like that. Just plain lost.
Lost and Found by Sean Tan.
I let my hand follow the lines over the glass. I stepped over the eye. My fingers moved. I don't think I know your name yet, said Mr. Powell. Doug Switek. Mr. Powell held up the black pencil. Mr. Switek, would you like to draw it, he asked. I don't know how, I said. Then let's begin, said Mr. Powell. And I'm not lying. When I took the black pencil in my finger, it felt spectacular.
Okay for Now by Gary D. Schmidt.
In racing, they say that your car goes where your eyes go. The driver who cannot tear his eyes away from the wall as he spins out of control will meet that wall. Your car goes where your eyes go. Simply another way of saying that you make your own destiny. I know it's true. Racing doesn't lie.
Racing in the Rain, My Life as a Dog by Garth Stein. The Children's Choice Book Award finalists for Book of the Year in grades 5 to 6 are Bad Island by Doug Tennaple, How to Survive Anything by Rachel Buchholz. Lost and Found by Sean Tan. Okay for Now by Gary D. Schmidt. Racing in the Rain, My Life as a Dog by Garth Stein.
And the winner is Okay for Now by Gary D. Schmidt.
This is so much more than okay, guys. I know. When Nathaniel Hawthorne was once asked why he had written a particular story, he gave an answer that's one of the most profound and true answers to that question ever spoken in American letters. Mr. Hawthorne, why did you write that story? I wrote it, he answered, because I was hungry. It's probably the funniest thing that Hawthorne ever said. Just saying. It is perhaps true that we all write on one level so we can eat. There is lots of evidence to suggest that eating is an important activity, biologically speaking. But as we look around us in this wonderful, amazing night, we see most obviously something else. Artists who write and who illustrate so that they can speak to and speak for children. In a culture that has, in many quarters, ceased to embrace and cherish its children, this artistry fills me with joy. In a culture that has, in many quarters, ceased to see our children as our greatest and most precious national resource, this artistry fills me with an almost unspeakable gladness. And that an organization such as the Children's Book Council exists and flourishes, that it creates and oversees a Children's Choice Book Award to give children a voice on the American literary scene is remarkable. I don't even know how to thank its members enough for their vital work, their vital service, their vital presence, and now for this honor tonight. Thank you. And thank you to all those who have allowed me to speak to that precious audience of young readers. Thank you to Virginia Buckley, my wonderful editor, for these many years, without whom it is absolutely true I would not be standing here. And thank you to Dinah Stevenson and Betsy Groban and Daniel Nieri, who are my good friends and my publishers. And I have been around this business long enough to know that that combination is quite rare. And to my dearest Anne, I told you once before that everything I write is my love letter to you. That is still true. It will always be true, even of this short speech. Every word is meant to say to you, Anne, I love you. Thank you, members of the Children's Book Council, for giving me another opportunity to say this, and for the always be remembered night that we're having tonight, and for this high honor, for which I will always be grateful. Thank you.
Well, after Gary's speech, every husband in this room is in trouble. Honey, every cartoon I draw is for you. I love you.